Well, hello, YouTube. What's going on? Which is your girl, Life Coach Nicole. I'm so glad to be here today. But you guys, you've been asking me some really strange questions in the emails. Yeah, what's up with that? So this guy from Utah sent me an email and he asked me what should he do about his girlfriend because she has a rather strong vaginal odor. I don't know what made you think that I was an expert with vaginal odors, but if a woman showers and keeps her hair, I believe keep her hair down there in her vaginal area relatively shaven, kind of low, or she keeps the hair down to a minimum and she doesn't have a bacteria infection, it shouldn't smell foul. There's a very strong possibility that maybe your girlfriend has some type of infection and maybe she needs to get some antibiotics or something like that, because generally speaking, it's not normal for a vagina to be smelling foul. But I do know, I had this friend, she was a lesbian and she had a real big juicy ass. I mean, just like a pow ass, right? And then she had the hips to go with it. She was just really a shapely woman. And I just never wanted her because one time we went to Walgreens and we had both squatted down at the very bottom in order to get something that was on the bottom shelf. And when she opened up her legs, I had never smelled anything so atrocious in all the days of my life. So like people used to ask me, how come you don't hit that? Because all I can remember all I could remember was that foul ass odor. And I think that she might have had some type of bacteria infection and stuff. But how do you tell somebody that? She started messing around with somebody and they spreaded a rumor that her vagina had cottage cheese in it. In other words, I think she might have just had a problem, she might have just had a hygiene problem. And then she started messing with Gail. And Gail said that she had spent the night, because everybody wanted some of that ass until they smelled it, She had spent the night and she had her butt, like they were cupped, and she had her butt kind of, hacked up. And she said it smelled so bad that she didn't even want to hit it. So, I mean, I don't know why sometimes people don't drink enough water. Sometimes it could be their diet. But one of the things, I can't believe you asked me that. I guess because I like women, is that why? I don't know. I like men and women actually. But anyway, so I don't know if you saw that one video where the girl was saying how as a consequence of drinking a lot of water, she smells different. Sometimes when maybe like if a person eats fish or fried foods, a lot of bad greasy food, you can smell what a person eats. It comes out of their body, so you might want to just talk to her about that. Sometimes it can come from hair, because when hair actually holds sweat, you would have a different vagina if you don't have hair. I'm telling you, hair, it's even like sweating. Like, if you perspire a lot and then you shave it, even the perspiration is different. And hair, I believe, in pubic areas just really carry a lot of odor. So I don't know why some women just carry maybe more fragrancy odors than the rest. But she might need to take more than one shower. So maybe it's a combination of her diet, not drinking enough water. She could have a bacteria infection. She can have a yeast infection. She could have a sexual transmitted disease that maybe was just dormant for a long time and it popped back up. I don't really know. But that one chick, the Pisces, was the only experience that I'd ever had of a female who smelled so foul that no matter how big and luscious and plump the ass was. It was like, I can't get down like that. So I hope that helps you out. But most of you guys have sent me emails about the Australian guy who the pastor was molesting, who the 17-year-old, and you wanted an update with that. First of all, I don't even know if that's true. People say anything, people write anything on the internet, so I don't know if that's true. But if you were the Australian guy who had sent me a letter about being 17 years old and the preacher was having sex with you in the butt, you need to report that. Okay, the next level of emails, that's Pinky down there, that I get, or the other big amounts of emails, was about the girl who, whatever happened to the girl whose dad was having sex with her. She's a really nice person. She's a Pisces, a real sweet girl, real sweetheart. I think she went ahead and became a writer, actually. I know she was doing open mic for a while. Her dad was really crazy. Her dad was trying to tell her stuff like he wanted to marry her, and she had to change her last name and go in hiding and all kind of dumb stuff. So I don't know, but she was a real sweet girl. I believe that she was molested so much because she had so much ass. Kaden in the bag, thank you so much for your $50 contribution. That was so lovely of you. I was not expecting that at all. I thought it was like maybe somebody, sending me money because they wanted a reading. But I just saw $50, and that's not anywhere near enough. So I didn't know what that was coming from, And it said, YouTube contributions. Oh, that was so sweet. That was so sweet. Thank you so much, baby. That was so sweet. Now, baby, you can just send me one email though, okay? Because 25, that's a lot of emails. I know you just had a point to make, okay? I'm happy you watch all the videos. And Connie Stone, thank you so much for your lovely, lovely words. And I did get your Christmas card, and I just wanted to tell you thank you. In regards to how to contact me, there was somebody left a comment on how to contact me. Go to About on my YouTube page. You should say, on Facing Codependency, you should say About, and it'll say send message, and send message. And people, just give me a chance. I'll get around to it. But that's the one thing that people complain about me the most, that I don't get back to them. But I do, especially if I like you. So what is going on today, baby? So Snow Bunny called. I don't think Snow Bunny watches the videos, because I thought Snow Bunny was going to kind of have a little bit of an attitude, because the Taurus had a little bit of an attitude. So Snow Bunny, I shouldn't call her Snow Bunny, that's racist. So the Libra. So the Libra calls and says, so, I just want you to be straight up with me. Do you see yourself dating a white girl or what? I just really want to know. Because I just feel like, I don't want to be hanging on a string. Do you see yourself ever dating a Caucasian lady? Or is this not something that you want to do? Because I don't want to waste my time. I just really don't. I was like, look, it's nobody. So that's happening, right? I don't know what to do with that. Okay, so I got my ass to deal with another fucking Scorpio. So anyway, this girl is so beautiful, but a Scorpio. So this is what her ass is doing. So she's so pretty. She's probably used to guys or women coming to her. I did a reading on her. Oh, let's do a reading. It is so funny when I go out with people and they try to lie to me about shit, because I do readings, right? It's like, yeah, okay. What? You don't have a girlfriend? Come again? All right, let's see what's going on with that Scorpio girl. Does she have a major relationship? Okay. 9 of coins. No, she doesn't. So let's see. What does she want from me? She wants to get to know me. All right. What is the near future with us? Ooh, that's the worst card in the deck. That's the worst card in the deck. Ain't nothing jumping off with me in the Scorpio. Oh, God. Wow, that is so funny. That was the worst card in the deck. That is so funny. I shouldn't have even looked. That's the worst thing. I swear that's the worst thing about being a reader, is when you're all hyped up about someone. You're like, oh, la, 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 about to get me somebody who loves me. And you do a reading and you're all hyped, and it's like, honey, this shit ain't gonna work. You in fairyland and you need to wake up. It's like, boom, oh, boom, oh. So, to answer the questions that you guys have been asking me, am I single? I am single. I am 100% single. And if I weren't single, I would not be talking about other women, or women, different women. And if I was sleeping with any of these women, I definitely would not be talking about other women, because I know that some of the women watch the broadcast, and yeah. So let's see if anybody special is coming in my life. Let's say, will I have a Valentine's? Will I have a special Valentine's? Oh my God, these are some really bad cards. This is the first card. That's talking about my present condition right now. Interestingly enough, this is so funny. I should just pick with the Taurus. Interestingly enough, this is a heart that's broken, and it represents 3 motherfuckers up in this bitch. My heart's not broken though, because I never met her. But anyway, this is talking about conflict and pain and sorrow. And then the next card by February was the Wheel of Fortune reverse, which means that fortune is going to change. The Wheel of Fortune turned right side up. It means, well, to me, reverse fortune is on its way. It's going to change, but not as soon as February the 14th. So that's what that is all about. So people, today I want to talk about meeting our own needs and wants. When Pia said that when she was on her journey of developing from codependency, acknowledging her needs, she said it was the worst part of getting well, because she would have these shame attacks. Okay, what do I need? And then I remember like being a young girl and being aware of my needs. Always, it was like, oh, you got some needs? You know, you don't think I have needs? You know, I meet your needs. You got food, you got clothes. And it's like, you know what? Okay, whatever. But one of the biggest needs that I think really triggers my love addiction, that I don't take care of the most, is the need for emotional sustenance from like-minded people, like-minded friends, because the love addiction and the sex addiction gives you intensity. You know, it's like, it's intense to meet somebody new and have these long conversations and just get involved and have these high highs and low lows and all this kind of stuff. But it's not really nurturing, and an addiction can become such a strong attraction that my purpose is not even getting handled, and I hate that. So our needs and wants, Pia talks about how important it is for us to acknowledge our needs, and how acknowledging your needs is something that you need to do. She says every morning to say, okay, what am I needing today? What am I needing today? Listen to what she has to say about needs and wants. I'll just read a couple of paragraphs. She goes, each of us have basic needs and individual wants that it is our responsibility to satisfy. And she says, as an adult, you're responsible for knowing how to address each need and ask for help when help is truly needed. So she says, the dependency needs I focus on for adults are food, shelter, clothing, medical, dental attention, physical nurturing, emotional nurturing, spirituality, sex, and money. There are some people who are completely out of touch with their needs. There's 4 places where you can be as a codependent who was raised by a narcissist as far as your needs are concerned. You need to know what your needs are, because if you know what your needs are, the least likely you are to go into an addiction, like multiple partners, sex addiction, anonymous sex, cocaine. I was just looking at a heroin documentary because I like that dark shit. And baby girl was talking about like shooting up heroin since she was fucking 14 years old. And, you know, she was talking about how it would just take away the pain of not being loved. So what was going on really is that the woman needed some love, but she didn't know how to meet that need for love. She didn't know what to do but to go and screw some men. But, you know, there are a whole bunch of wonderful women such as myself who are great friends, and you can have some real deep, intense friendship without ever bringing sex into the equation. And it's wonderful. Like I was just talking to my like-minded neighbor who's a nurse. We had the best ass conversation for like, we were just going back and forth for 2 hours. And then she gave me a pot of gumbo, and, you know, and then I bought her some stuff, and it was really nice. It's good to get your emotional needs met. Otherwise, you're going to get them met in other ways. So there's 4 places where we can be with our needs. Number 1, I'm too dependent. There's some women out there, like when you get into a relationship, and as far as the dependency needs for emotional connection is concerned, you become too needy, too dependent, right? Like I want my partner to be the sole source of support that comes in my life. That's too dependent. Right? So codependence can be too dependent in a love relationship. However, like if I have some girlfriends from the 12-step, girlfriends from around the way, girlfriends from high school, a lot of people that help support that emotional sustenance that I need and a relationship, then it kind of balances out. So the second place you can be with needs, I'm anti-dependent. And this is a person who acknowledges to themselves that they have needs and wants, but I'll try to meet them all on my own, and I won't ask nobody for help or nobody for guidance. I'd rather go without the thing, needed or wanted, than to be vulnerable and ask for help. I'm needless and wantless. That's the third place where you can be if you are not in recovery with this symptom. Although I have needs or wants, I'm not aware of any of them. Do you know I know this guy who is out of touch with his need for shelter. So like, you know, my dumb ass helped him to get this really good job. And no, I'm not going to say that about myself. That was very kind of me. So that little fucker. Anyway, this guy, he got this really good job, but he would never get a place of his own, just completely out of touch with his need for shelter. I know this sounds crazy because you're like, well, what do you mean these people are out of touch with their needs, you know, for shelter? You'll be surprised how out of touch. Some people are just out of touch with their need for dental care. Like they just don't understand. You don't just go to the dentist because you want to. You got to go to the dentist. Some people are out of touch with their need. Some women are too financially dependent on their men, right? Some women are anti-dependent. Like they do need help. They got a man who will help them, and they would rather just not ask for any help whatsoever than to be vulnerable and ask somebody else to help them. Well, when you don't ask anybody for help when you need help, that's just as sick as being too needy. Like my aunt, she's a beggar. And she's real needy when it comes to her needs. She's so dependent. She'll just ask you for things. I mean, she's like in her 60s and don't have enough silverware. You know what I mean? She's not aware, like you need dishes, you need silverware, you need water, you need food, and you need to eat, and I need to eat, and we both need to eat healthy food. We need love. Like she's so out of touch with most of her basic ass needs that when I go over there, she's so needy that it's just I don't even want to be around her because it's just like this voracious need. Can you get me this? Can you stop and get me some cigarettes? Well, can you get me this? Can you get me a pie? Can you buy me some? It's never enough. Like no matter what you do, she really believes that it is somebody else's responsibility to take care of her. But one thing I do know is that my love addiction has been on the rampant. And I know that what's really going on is my need for emotional sustenance with friends and family, especially moving from a new state to a new state, from an old state to a new state, oh my God, like my needs for connection is like 60 times higher than it would have been. And I just noticed that the more I get my needs met, the less I want to act out. So that is the show today. And this morning I woke up and I went into the presence of God because, God is a need. Spirituality is a need. So I got into the presence of God and I was like, God, I'm trying to look for love in all the wrong places. And I know it's with you. And I prayed and I meditated and I felt much, much better. So what did she say to do in the morning in regards to your needs? She says to take out a pen and a piece of paper and just write down, what am I needing today? One of the things that I need, for instance, is a lot of verbal praise. That's why I appreciate you guys' comments. I really do. I really appreciate verbal praise. And like that was the reason why I was with that guy for 9 years, because he praised me verbally. He loved me verbally. I would rather be loved verbally than financially. I like praises. I like compliments. I like for a man or for a woman to tell me what I do well or what they like about me. And I need to hear that a lot. And I tell it to myself too, but as far as a lover is concerned, that's a need. And if I meet somebody that really is not too hype with giving compliments, or that's just not them, then more than likely that's a friend, and sometimes it's against my will. But, yeah, I would really encourage you guys to start getting in tune with your needs and ask yourself, what am I needing today? Do I need a hug? Do I need some friends? Do I need some tea? Do I need some sleep? Do I need to eat better? Do I need to go outside? Do I need to socialize? What am I needing today? So the more we get our needs met, the less we're going to have to act out. All right? Okay, God bless you.